Josh Allen, quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, second in the MVP race last year, really took a big jump, second team all NFL, all pro last year. Got paid, 6-year contract extension worth $258 million, and $150 million of it is guaranteed. So that's the big news of the day in the NFL. He is, if we go on an annual basis, he is now the second highest paid player, and obviously quarterback in NFL history. Pat Mahomes, who signed that huge deal, what was it, 12 years, almost $500 million, gets paid the most per year, making $45 million per year. And Dak Prescott is $40 million per year. And Allen's 43. Any thoughts on this big deal?
No, it's just the way the league is set up. And if it's your turn, Chris, you're going to get paid. You know what I mean? I can remember a couple years ago when Matthew Stafford got the big deal and he was the highest paid player in the NFL. You remember? And people were like, I can't believe it. What are the Lions doing? But it has nothing to do with that. It's just the way that the contracts are set up. And if it's your turn, you wind up being the highest paid, for a little bit. The only thing when I looked at the contract.
Especially with quarterbacks. You know, that's just how it is. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, based off 5 games, was the highest paid player in NFL history. Remember that?
Right, exactly. So, and that was another one that was just, you were like, what? Like, it's just ridiculous. But the only thing I thought of, 2 things, Chris. Number one, like I don't like Mahomes' deal. The more things go on, I just don't like it. And maybe he'll wind up getting all his money and whatever, or maybe he'll opt out or change it, or they'll give him a break or whatever. But that he had to sign for 12 years to get 141 guaranteed, and Allen got 150 and he's only committed to 4 years. Something does.
Yeah.
Right?
6-year extension. Right.
Yeah, like something doesn't add up like that. Why? And Mahomes, it's a friendly contract to the Chiefs, so that they have most of the outs and he doesn't have any. I just think Mahomes had as much leverage as any player ever had in the NFL.
Oh, he had all the leverage in the
world. Am I right? He did, Chris.
I mean, look.
Coming off of a Super Bowl and an MVP, and he was so young, and the future and all that. I mean, how in the world could they have not done whatever he wanted?
Well, it seems like this is what he wanted. A lot of the talk, and Rob G, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was that he wanted, a long-term deal. I mean, 12 years, Rob. That's a baseball contract. You know what I mean? Like,
that's just unheard of for football.
Yeah,
right.
It seems like he wanted that for security. Obviously, he likes Kansas City. Look, he can do what he wants. My problem with it, obviously, he's getting paid per year.
Yeah, no, he's making money. I mean, I'm just saying.
My problem with it is that the lack of player options.
Right.
They have all the options. And look, they win another Super Bowl. He continues to be great. I imagine, Rob, they'll play ball with him, and let him, they'll redo the deal or what. I'm imagining. I mean, they don't have to. But that's my problem with it. I don't mind him. Maybe if he wants to take a little less than he could have absolutely gotten to help other guys stay on the team and all that stuff. But I don't like the lack of player options. Like, why? Even if you want to stay, right? If you're like, look, I am convinced this is where I want to be for the next decade. There's no doubt about it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Nothing's going to change. I am here still, right? Why not get yourself a couple outs in a deal that's that long? So then you see the market and say, you know what, I'm woefully underpaid. Let me opt out. I want to stay, but I'm going to get more money. So that's my problem with the Mahomes deal. But let me ask you this, because the guys who haven't been paid are Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson. And let's focus more on Lamar. Obviously, he's far more accomplished than Baker Mayfield. Been an MVP, won a playoff game, been to the playoffs 3 years. And that's all the talk now is, what does this mean for him? And he does not have an agent. He and his mom are handling everything. And I'm sure, Rob, that they got to be paying a lawyer by the hour. Right. They've got to be paying a lawyer by the hour, which is not bad. I think that could be smart. So you do save money on that. But the bottom line is, the question is, do the Ravens pay him now, or do they wait and do this thing after the season? You know, what are your thoughts on that?
I just think you should pay him. If he's your guy and you feel good about the team, he got over the hump, won a playoff game, and all the other stuff. And so far, he hasn't been hurt. It's not like he's always hurt. And the only time he didn't play, he had COVID. You know what I mean?
Right.
So right now, what hasn't he done that you want him to do? He's progressed. He can get better. There's still room, Chris, but it only costs you more money the longer you wait. The Cowboys saw that with Dak. I kept saying to you, the only reason you wouldn't sign him is that you don't believe in him. Otherwise, if he's your franchise quarterback, you should sign him as soon as you can, because the longer you wait, the more it costs. And look what the Cowboys wind up having to pay on a guy coming off a serious injury. But they have no choice. So if I'm Baltimore and I'm in with Lamar and I feel, Chris, like he's my quarterback, okay? We don't have any other options. We're going to try to win the Super Bowl in the next 2 or 3 years, and he's going to lead us there. I got to pay him. I just got to pay him. I don't know what else.
There's no doubt the longer you wait. Like, right? if you wait till after this season and he has a great year, or even just the typical year that he's had over these last two, it's going to cost you more money. I mean, Rob, when Dak's contract first was being talked about, obviously a few years ago, the talk was, should we give him like $28 million? That was the talk. Is he worth like $28 million?
And now they're paying him $40, right?
Right. And coming off injury.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it cost the Cowboys a ton of money.
Right. I agree with you on that. But I'm still, obviously Lamar can play. There's no doubt about that. But I would want to sign him to a relatively short deal. Like, I would give him like a 4-year deal. 3-year, a team option after the 3rd year or something like that. Because he did, passing the football, he actually digressed last year. Completion percentage was down, threw 10 fewer touchdowns, 3 more interceptions, QBR, passer rating, all that was down. They got him some better receivers. This rookie Rashad Bateman is pretty tough. They added Sammy Watkins. I was saying all last year, I want to see him with a better receiving core. You got those two plus Hollywood Brown. So let's see if he's throwing the ball better, and how does he run? Like, I would imagine over the years, like, I don't expect him to gain 1,000 yards this year on the ground. I would imagine that as each year comes and goes, his rushing is going to get a little bit less and less. You lose a little bit of speed. You take a few more pops, and you don't run quite as well or as much. So I would be willing, with all he's done, I think there's still obviously upside there. I'd be willing to do 3-4 years. I would not be, at this moment, I wouldn't want to go 6 or obviously longer than that. But I don't know where Lamar is. But if he's willing to sign up now for a 4-year deal, I would do it, because I think he can last that long. That's not a really long-term contract considering some of these other ones.
And he's so young. You know what I mean? He's young.
Oh, yeah, no. My only concerns here are just how's his body going to hold up in the passing. And, 3-4 years really gives you that's a nice chunk of time. Like you said, they're obviously a very good team.
They're a good team
now. That's a long enough time to win a Super Bowl, right? And if you don't win a Super Bowl, if he's not progressed in passing the ball and his running is declining in that period of time, you move on then. But, yeah, I'm with you in that I would do that type of deal with him now, because it's just going to cost him. And Rob, like I said, he don't have to be super superb this upcoming year. He can just be really good, right? He can do what he did last year, which was really good.
Right, he doesn't have to win the MVP again or anything like that, right?
Because, then you're still going to have to pay him. So